Have you ever been driving, enjoying a perfect day when you hear it? It's a sound that can ruin any peaceful moment in your car. It starts as a faint squeak, barely noticeable over the radio. But then it grows. It becomes a sharp, high-pitched screech every time you even think about touching the brake pedal. That's the sound of your wallet getting nervous. It's the dreaded brake noise, a universal signal that a trip to the dealership is on the horizon. Your mind immediately starts calculating the cost, picturing the service advisor with a very serious look on his face, telling you the price to make that awful sound go away. I remember this happening not too long ago in one of my favorite Benz models. My first thought wasn't about the repair bill, though. It was, I know exactly what that is, and I know exactly how to fix it myself. That feeling of empowerment is something every car owner should experience. That metallic grinding, that horrible screeching sound, is not a signal to surrender your car and your credit card to a repair shop. It's simply your car telling you it needs a little attention. It's a mechanical conversation, and I'm here to teach you the language. We are going to transform that noise from a source of anxiety into the starting bell for a project you can be proud of. A project that saves you a significant amount of money and connects you more deeply with your vehicle. We are going to demystify the process completely. By the end of this guide, that brake noise will be a memory, replaced by the quiet confidence of a job well done with your own two hands. Now, a lot of folks think working on a Mercedes-Benz requires a special facility with lifts that reach to the ceiling and $1 million in specialized tools. That's just not true. Today, we're going to prove that you can do this job with common sense and a few key tools, all on the flat ground of your own garage or driveway. The star of our show isn't some fancy hydraulic lift. It's the humble manual jack. We're going to show you how to use it safely and properly to get this brake job done without any drama. We'll go over the tools you'll need. I'll even give you some tips on alternatives if you don't have a fully stocked professional toolbox. You will need a new set of brake pads and, in most cases, a new set of brake rotors. It is crucial to use this new hardware. Next up is brake grease. This is a special high-temperature lubricant. Lastly, let's talk about brake fluid. You should have a fresh, sealed bottle of the correct type. Before we even think about touching the car, we need to talk about protecting ourselves. The first things you need are a good pair of mechanic's gloves. The next non-negotiable item is eye protection. You absolutely must wear safety glasses. While not strictly required, wear long sleeves and long pants. Also, consider your footwear. Finally, respiratory protection. When cleaning with a wire brush or using brake cleaner, wear a dust mask. The first rule is to work on a hard level surface. Park the car on your level surface. Put the transmission in park. Next, and this is extremely important, engage the parking brake. Place wheel chocks on the opposite end of the car from where you plan to lift. If you are starting with the front brakes, firmly chock both the front and back of one of the rear tires. Slightly loosen the lug nuts on the wheel you're about to work on while the car is still on the ground. Finally, pop the hood and locate the brake fluid reservoir. Just loosen the cap, but don't remove it yet. Luckily, Mercedes-Benz makes this very easy for us. They have designed specific reinforced points on the chassis just for this purpose. Place the jack on the ground, directly underneath the rectangular jack pad we identified. Once you are confident in the placement, you can begin the lift. Turn the handle, slow, steady, controlled. The jack is only for lifting. The jack stand is for holding. On a strong, solid part of the frame, or the subframe, as close as possible to the jack. Go back to your manual jack and very slowly begin lowering the car. Leave the manual jack in place as a backup. Now, give the car a good, firm shake. It should feel absolutely solid, like it's planted to the ground. The first and most horrifying habit is working under a car that is only supported by a jack. Always use jack stands. I've seen people use cinder blocks, stacks of wood, spare wheels as makeshift jack stands. This is incredibly dangerous. Rushing is another habit you must break. These shortcuts save you maybe 30 seconds, but they introduce a massive amount of risk. All right, the car is safely in the air. It's time to get that wheel off. With the wheel free, pull it straight off the hub and set it aside. With the wheel out of the way, you now have your first, glorious, unobstructed view of the brake assembly. Go to the back side of the caliper. You will find 2 bolts. On many Mercedes-Benz models, these bolts are protected by small plastic caps. Once they are broken loose, you should be able to unscrew them the rest of the way. With both guide pin bolts completely removed, the caliper is now free. Do not, under any circumstances, let the caliper hang by its flexible rubber brake hose. Hang it securely from the coil spring. With the caliper safely suspended, your old brake pads are now fully exposed. Pull the old pads out of the carrier. Inspect the thickness of the remaining friction material on both pads. Are they worn evenly? These caliper carrier bolts are notoriously tight. This is where your breaker bar is going to become your best friend. Once both bolts are out, the carrier will slide right off the rotor. The final piece to come off is the rotor. You will see one small screw, the rotor retaining screw. Use a dead blow hammer. Tap, rotate, and tap different spots. Eventually, it will break free. We need to meticulously clean the face of the wheel hub. Remove every last trace of rust and corrosion. Once the hub is spotless, apply a very thin layer of anti-seize. Most new rotors have a thin coating of oil. Spray the friction surface with brake cleaner and wipe with a clean shop towel. Using your wire brush, scrub the inside abutment surfaces. Install the new stainless steel abutment clips. We need to push that piston back into the caliper housing. Slowly and steadily, begin to tighten the clamp. Slide the rotor onto the hub. Reinstall the torque screw to hold it. Reinstall the carrier bracket. Thread the 2 large carrier bolts by hand, then tighten them down firmly. Apply a very thin layer of high-temperature brake grease to the back of the brake pads. Both pads should slide into place with minimal effort. Take the caliper and lower it back down into position. Take your freshly lubricated guide pins and thread them in. Don't forget to put those little plastic dust caps back on. Using a torque wrench, tighten the 2 large caliper carrier bolts to their specified values. Then tighten the 2 smaller caliper guide pin bolts. Now, using your torque wrench in a star pattern, tighten the lug nuts to the factory specification. Bleeding the brakes removes trapped air bubbles. With the engine off, have your helper press the brake pedal down firmly and slowly. Crack the bleeder screw open. Do this until you see no more air bubbles, only a solid stream of clean fluid. Top the master cylinder to the max line and tighten the reservoir cap. Before starting the car, pump the brake pedal a few times. It will feel soft at first, then it should quickly firm up. Once the pedal is firm, take a low-speed test drive around the block, listening and feeling for issues before the main road. You've broken a complicated, expensive job into simple, manageable steps. The feeling of accomplishment you get from a job like this is something you just can't buy. You didn't just save a few $100s, you invested in yourself. Thanks for joining me in the garage today. Now go enjoy that smooth, quiet ride. You've earned it.